Hey, it's Thursday, November the 10th. Yesterday, something interesting happened. Don't you think? Yeah? Um, I'm I'm chuffed. Trump won, in case you didn't know. I'm just more chuffed Hillary lost. That corrupt, conniving, will say whatever she wants or whatever she needs to please the people and then forget about everyone, and that career politician didn't make it against all the odds. No, with all the odds, didn't make it. And Donald Trump ended up winning, which I think is a really good thing. I think it's a really... do you know what? I'm starting to embrace it now. I'm starting to even not think it's a bad thing. I still think you won't make it throughout the 4 years. I still think you'll probably get assassinated. But again, that's a... I'm going to call it here. Donald Trump not to make it through 4 years of office, and they'll say that because of his old age, he came down with some illness, or he had a heart attack, or a stroke. I think they might go with stroke, and died before. I think maybe a year into office, when they start realizing that he actually wants to make a difference in America. Okay, a year from now, if Donald Trump's dead and they have a medical reason for it, I called it, and I don't believe it for 1 second. And then Pence will get in, someone who they can completely control and just take things back to normal. So I said a couple of days ago that I'd be over the moon if Hillary lost, which she did, and I am. I said a few days ago that I'm excited to see the mass panic if Donald Trump wins. I've seen the mass panic, and now I'm completely bored of it. And I'm just so disappointed in just these liberal sheep who have just went, oh my God, Donald. They just hear the words Donald Trump and they just go, oh my God, he's the Antichrist. He's going to bring us. Stop it! Shut up. The truth is, Donald Trump didn't have to run for presidency. He risked it all. Once he gets into the Oval Office, all of his assets are frozen. So all of a sudden he's worth nothing, as much as he is a president. Again, a huge risk. He's a guy who hasn't been training his whole life to be a politician. He's a guy who's on a reality TV show, which was number one in the ratings, who has been, competing against all these other different TV shows and trying to get throughout the last 10 years, trying to get his name out there. And you know what they say, any publicity is good publicity. And so you can look back at the last 10 years of what he's done, but this guy hasn't been trying to be president for the last 10 years. I think he's just snapped and just said, for God's sakes, I'm just sick of the way this country's getting, just the way this country's going with the downturn in economy, that all the jobs are getting moved out of the country. Probably the fact that he's tried to start something up himself, and that it didn't make business sense to even employ Americans. He's probably just looked at that and went, what the fuck? Why can't I hire my own people? Why can't I put jobs back into American hands? I think in his political speeches, he's pandered to the poor and the jobless and the uneducated, which Hillary clearly didn't. Actually, incredibly, completely turned her back on them and called them deplorables. He's seen that there's millions and millions. Clearly now, actually, since Obama's came into office, there's more what Hillary calls deplorables than there was before he went in. So he's seen a market there, a growing market of people that he can speak to, like man to man. A guy who has his flaws, like everyone else, not someone like Hillary Clinton who can't put a foot wrong, or has everything she does, it has a political edge on it, or what am I trying to say? She can't put a foot wrong because her career depends on it. Where a guy like him is quite, as far as being a billionaire goes, I feel like he's quite down to earth. Maybe I'm completely wrong in that. Actually, I don't know. I retract that. But anyway, I don't think he owes those poor people much in terms of building a wall to go to Mexico. I think he's preying upon a kind of an emotional response there. Is he? I don't think he'll build a wall between Mexico and USA. I think possibly you're speaking metaphorically, or I took it as a metaphor the whole time. I didn't think he'd build a physical wall. I think he just wants jobs to come back to the United States, and for the United States not to spend all this money on war and not see anything out of it, or just flushing all this money down the toilet. They're in how many hundreds of trillions of dollars of debt, or whatever they are in. Well, it can't be that much. They're in trillions of dollars of debt. They're whatever you say, they're not in a good place. And I don't know if it's specifically Obama's fault, because I'm actually quite a big Obama supporter. Had I been American, I would have voted Obama, and I would have probably voted Trump this year. I don't think it's Obama's fault, because Obama tried to pass quite a lot of laws that were just completely scuppered up by the Republican Senate. So I'm hearing. I don't really completely understand how American politics works, but I'm giving everybody, all the haters out here, so many outs to attack me for this, but I'm just going to keep trucking on. I don't think he's a racist. I don't think he's a misogynist. I don't think this vote was a racist vote. I think the media picked up on small pockets of white people, white supremacists, and said these are all Donald Trump's fans. Actually, more black people turned out to vote for Trump than Romney. I'm sure a load of women turned out to. I haven't looked at the stats. I don't think this is a vote for or against a woman president, because to be honest, she's not exactly an example of what. I think if you want your first woman president, you don't want Hillary Clinton. You want actually someone that everyone can respect and get behind. I just think there's a lot of tired people out there who were sick of being promised stuff, especially under Barack Obama, and it not happening, and actually seeing the country going backwards. And then when someone comes along who's actually says, yeah, you can have these Democrats, or just these politicians in general, it doesn't matter if they're Democrat or Republican, promising you all this stuff, and then as soon as the election's over, you won't hear from them for the next 4 years, and then they'll come back crawling. Or I'm going to go in, I'm a businessman, I'm going to try and sort this out, I don't know the political system, I'm going to go in there fresh, and I will absolutely fight for you. I don't need to do this, but I'm sick of how this country's turning out, and I want to try and change something, which is why I quite respect what he's doing. And I'm so sick of everyone going, yeah, I'm going to move to Canada, yeah, I'm going to, he's a racist, he's a sexist. Just take a step back. This is exactly what happened with Brexit. Everyone, the few days after, went, oh my God, I'm going to move to Australia. Oh my God, all these racists who vote for Brexit. Oh my God, all these sex. Just take a step back and realize actually this might be a decent thing that someone's trying to do. If it works, it works. And if it works, it works. And Donald Trump hopefully could turn his reputation around against liberals, maybe. But if it doesn't, I still think there's another financial crash coming up. That they're building 3 new housing new big housing projects around where I live, and I don't know anyone who can afford a house at the minute, especially my age, and all these first-time buyers who literally can't afford a house. So who the hell's buying these houses? It's probably the same in the States as well. And I think they're going to blame it on Trump. And then all of a sudden Trump doesn't have a successful political career. He either gets assassinated or he gets the next housing crash blamed on him. But I'm now a supporter of Trump in terms of now that he's elected. I think everyone should just get behind him and try and change the Western world for good, maybe. Especially with Brexit around the corner. It's going to happen regardless, so just go with it. And everyone stop dwelling in the past and let's get on with stuff. Is he the perfect candidate? Absolutely not, but he's better than Hillary Clinton, in my opinion. Anyway, okay, I've said my piece, and congrats, Donald Trump, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye.